I'll start sharing the screen for the current affairs topic of the day. This is mostly based on Karnataka Administration Service, which is also might useful for IAS as well. Okay, so let's share my screen. All right. I hope you people can see my screen. Okay. So there are few topics which I've come across. So I've updated. First is let's say current affairs for main syllabus. Fine. Main syllabus. We have something called paper 4 or general studies 3. 4 and 3 why? Because paper 1 is essay. Okay. So 4 and general studies 3. It has one of the in one of out of in section 1 role and impact of science and technology in development. Okay, there's something called e-governance. E-governance is mostly of electronic platform. It's a technology and how we are using technology for development process by government of India and state governments, right? So as we know, there will be a e-governance updates. Fine. So e-governance update, we have heard of this Apta Mitra mobile application, right? Hope you people have, hope everyone is heard of this mobile application. It is Karnataka state government's mobile application to fight COVID-19 uh, disease. Fine. So this was launched by Chief Minister. Launches this mobile app to fight COVID-19. Nothing special about it. Okay. So what we might need to understand is this is developed by Infosys. Because we have seen in prelims they do try to ask questions, right, which where government and some private institutions or NGOs are engaged, right. Yesterday I had told about it. They might ask simply about Apta Mitra mobile application is developed by whom, like Infosys, Wipro, TCS, right, some other foreign company they can mention, give an option, right. So you should be aware of such things. And who is the owner is Health and Family Welfare Department and the State Disaster Management Authority. Not sure disaster management is being covered. Right? So there is for disaster management, right? What is disaster management? It may be man-made or natural cause, right? So naturally something like earthquake or tsunami, these kind of natural things, or cyclones. Man-made is something with respect to, for example, there's a collapse of buildings, right? So these are the disasters which are usually we need a quick response for this, right? And that quick response force is uh, there are two levels. One is at a national level, that is national disaster management. One is at the individual state levels, that is state disaster management authorities. And these two usually collaborate and cooperate when for rescue operations. And of course there are they drive the rescue operation, but the manpower will also be supported by, as we see in Navy, right, Army, um, Air Force, everyone will come along with this disaster management teams. And apart from that there will be some central team formed to work across these multiple organizations whenever the disaster happens. So likewise, this is a disaster, right? COVID-19 is a disaster, and yes, state disaster management is also engaged here, not only health and family welfare department. So the question may be simply like this: Apta Mitra mobile application is owned by one, health and family welfare department; two, state disaster management; three, none of the above; four, both. So these kind of format, right, where they ask, give two options, and other two options will be either or none kind of questions are most difficult, most tricky questions. And such type kind of questions will trap you towards picking up wrong answers. So we need to be very clear. Like this application is owned by both Health and Family Welfare Department and State Disaster management. And what is the purpose, right? What is the purpose? So I think you people might surely heard of this Arogya Setu app, right? Central government application. Now, question should arise to anyone that what is the difference between Arogya Setu and Aptamitra app when there's already an app from central government? So Arogya Setu purpose is different, and this Aptamitra is very different. Arogya Setu is more about giving an information like about the COVID-19 patients surrounding in some radius, like 300 meters, 1 kilometer, 10 kilometers around you. That's the main purpose of Arogya Setu. Okay, so it gives an indication, right? Okay, you are if you enter a zone where there is COVID-19 patients, then you will get to know, you will get a notification, right, to be careful in those areas. But the purpose of this Aptamitra is different. So how it is different? It is different in a way it will reach out to the people with high risks, right? Right. Arogya State is for any people, but this one will reach out to the people with high risk, right? High risk, high risk. What is high risk people, right? As we know, multiple comorbidity. So comorbidity is if they have liver failure or kidney failure or very high diabetes, or they have COVID-like symptoms, or SARI. SARI is severe acute respiratory infection. So they have acute respiratory infection or like influenza, like ILI is influenza like, I think influenza like illness. So these are the high risk people. Now question again we should know, like how did state government know about all these people, right? One is they'll get from the government records, or there was a survey done. If you're following the news carefully, central government had asked every state government to do survey for every households, right? And the Karnataka government have almost completed that. They go to every households and they will take a note of like pregnant women are there, or the old age women, or if they have critical illness kind of information. And all these people have been onboarded this Aptamitra app, and this Aptamitra app, so just by onboarding doesn't matter, right? They give you services. It gives support, telemedicine and counseling services, like how to quarantine yourself, right, to not get infection. um, like uh, like for this high risk individuals, what are the telemedicines to be provided? Okay, who has to give telemedicine? Of course, it should be doctors. Doctors come in the next level. Okay, the first level is given by the final year students from Ayush, nursing, and pharma industries. Right, mind you, there is no doctors from the MBBS. See, MBBS final year students won't give this. Okay, but the doctors from MBBS will provide the next level of guidance. But the first level is given by final year students from Ayush, nursing, and pharma. First level means if there are very mild symptoms and all those things. If it's very severe, then the doctors get engaged. All right. If any questions, do type in the chat box. So this is one Aptamitra app. So you need to go every details of this. You should know very broad spectrum of knowledge of any application. Maybe this Aptamitra is very common, but the questions, the kind of questions comes from a different thing. It comes from who developed, who owns, what is the purpose, who is the support. Purpose will be very clear. All right. Now let's get into one more topic, which is part of, these are the current affairs as and when we see, right? This all happened in the month of April, May. Fine. We see relevance, we'll try to stick it to the syllabus. So that what happens whenever this syllabus questions are asked on the syllabus, you have the fair amount, you are updated to the current knowledge. Fine. That's the reason. So next we have paper 3, this general studies 2. Right? Imagine this general studies 2, we know section 1 is about geography, what we are doing, the static syllabus. Okay. We have something called section 2, overview of Indian Constitution. So Indian Constitution, geography, and section 3 doesn't have any current affairs related topics. So in section 2, Indian Constitution, we have two current affairs related topics. One is constitutional amendments, which is kind of rare thing to happen. But there's something called union and state listed services, right? If we are, I'm not sure if anyone going through constitution. I have a question for you people, like which schedule of Indian Constitution talks about union and state lists? Can anyone answer in the chat box? Which schedule of Indian Constitution, which schedule of Indian Constitution deals with seven? Yeah, thanks, Kanda. Yeah, that's good. Good. So schedule 7 of Indian, yes, Akshay, correct. So Schedule 7 of Indian Constitution deals with unions and state lists. But question is, union and state lists have multiple lists, right? I think union list have 66 items, state has around 59, I think. And there's something called concurrent list, which falls between both union and state list. Something around 52 or 53, I'm not sure. So number doesn't matter. What are those items? Is it really possible for us to recollect those items like 65, 70? No. What we can do is we can have the broad spectrum of understanding of items. That is there. Like education. Is it concurrent? Is it state? Which no. Health. What is which sector it falls into? Forests, environment, which sector it falls into. So these broad sections we should of course know. I think if there's a class someone is taking on Indian state list, they'll certainly go through these sections. Like education is something is a concurrent list. Both state and central government will work together to bring about education enhancement. I think health is purely a state list. I think so. I'm not sure. I'll confirm that. But what today we are talking about is a very important trade and commerce. Now, question is trade and commerce is an item which falls under which list? So, trade and commerce is an item which falls under, of course, under state list. It has to be under state list because trade is very specific to individual state government. And there was a before GST, there was a concept of sales tax. Sales tax was something which was collected by state government. So, so in that context, right, in that context, trade and commerce was a stately subject. But question is, the central government enacted an act, okay, Essential Commodities Act 1955. 1955, Essential Commodities Act. So as per this Parliament Act, so Act can really amend the Constitution. They can supersede the Constitution only in the case where the constitutional writers have mentioned, like, okay, they mentioned in the Constitution, okay, this item belongs to state list. However, the central government has an authority to override this item based on an act. So that's why the central government will go for an act. Because without an act, you cannot really change any constitutional provisions. We are all aware of it. Right? So, and if it is explicitly mentioned in the Constitution by the Constitution original authors or writers, then the central government will go for such acts. So now in 1955, central government went to this act, like Essential Commodities Act. What is essential commodities? The commodities which are very essential for well-being of the people or for survival of the people, like food items, fuel items, medicines. So the trade and commerce of these essential commodities, the central government wanted to have a control in their country. So in their control means what? The prices of these commodities or holding, stocking of this. There should be limitation on the stock of these commodities or uh, the prices, stocking, or the production of these commodities. Right? These essential commodities cannot be left entirely to the state governments because we know few of the state governments might not own up to this, right? Ultimately, ultimately, what happens? Right? If, for example, if onion prices goes ups and downs, This impacts not only the state elections but also the central government elections, right? Agreed. If the petrol price is too huge, like 200, 300 rupees, if a particular state is charging, right? The people will not be aware of it is state government or central government, right? They will generally assume, like for example, Modi, because of Modi, the prices have been raised. If it is not been essential commodities, for example, that's the way the all everything goes there. So that's why central government wanted to have an control. First thing is yes, people welfare is the first thing. Second thing is also impacting the elections. So they came with this commodities. So that's why what happens. That's why I say Union Home Minister asked states to invoke that. Since this essential commodities is under trade and commerce of this is under central government, that's why the Union Home Ministry asked states to invoke the act. And again, see, you have to read between the lines. Why? See, you should always think if it is trade and commerce, is it not commerce ministry should be involved? See, question is the Essential Commodity Act is agreed. It's the central government legislation. But the very trade and commerce of these commodities, if you apply the common sense, it should be commerce ministry, right? But no, here the home ministry is giving an act, giving guidelines to the states. Why? Why? See, because this essential commodity, as I said, it is not about profit, loss, jobs, employment, etc. Right? As the commerce ministry deals with, commerce ministry deals with mostly about what is how much goods are being produced, what is the profit for the people, what is the employment being generated, these kind of subjects. Home ministry is always about people's welfare. It's not only about giving security to the people, like police service, etc., but also giving the livelihood to the people, means they are the persons who are responsible for the survival of the citizens. So essential commodities in that context comes under the survival of the citizens. Hence, this act is mostly comes under home ministry. Right? These are the traps where usually UPSC trap you. Right? So now this current affairs reveals us that the home ministry is what which is responsible for this functioning of this act. So how it functions? Because state trade and commerce comes under state, the union home ministry cannot directly reach out to the people. So they have to go to the state. It will ask state to invoke the act. So what it has asked the states? States can notify without prior agreement from center till June 30. So what happens? Usually, every state has an authority, right, to uh, price this essential commodities. Okay, but unlike other non-essential commodities, they need to have a consent from the central government. Like, okay, this is the price at which I'm asking my farmers to sell the onions, for example. So that is how the state government function in terms of essential commodities. Now, Union government or Home Minister has told the state government, okay, okay, till June 20, you don't have to really ask us to fix this restrictions on the essential commodities. So, but it means central government trust state government that they won't penalize the people at this point of time. In fact, if there's less control of central government on the essential communities, the states can function better. Otherwise, what happens? All state governments apply for central government. At this means COVID-19 is almost in all states. Everyone applies for approval for this essential commodities restrictions from the central government, and there will be substantial delays. In that delays, there will be too much of what happens? Our middlemen, right, may hook up too much of profit from the people. So to avoid that, they gave a free hand to state government so that decisions may become very faster. So what decisions they'll do? Like fixed stock limits. Like they should not do hoarding. Like for example, you have seen in news channels, right? The sanitizers were hoarded in some Kerala somewhere. Like the lakhs and lakhs of worth of sanitizers were hoarded, and that person was sent to 7 years imprisonment. Okay, under the same act, because sanitizers were bought into Essential Commodities Act. And then See, they'll fix the stock limit. Like they can say, okay, you can stock up to 1 lakh amount of this something. Beyond that, you are imprisoned. Capping price. You can't price, you should price more than this. You have seen one point of time there was like 500 rupees, 600 rupees was the price of single sanitizer. Later, now it is normalized because the central government, Union Home Ministry gave a free hand to state government to implement policies. And I think Karnataka government capped around 250 or 200 rupees, something like that. I'm not sure. And enhance production. It can in fact direct the producing units, the factories to enhance production. Even, for example, if there's loss, the the factory doesn't produce, right? But state government can tell them, okay, this is enhance your productions. So any offense against it is a criminal offense with 7 years jail or fine or both. So it's a very serious matter. They can't breach any of this one. As I said, it includes food, fuel. So this comes under item 33 of concurrent list. So I hope I've given a brief about it and hope you'll remember, try to understand, try to read between lines. Okay, there are too many concepts involved in a single update, right? So you should be open to everything. Okay. Um, I know today it will be overwhelming for many, as and when this current affairs, suppose some more, any more current affairs updates come, again I will repeat all this concept so that you will get into understanding of how do we actually decode the current affairs with respect to prelims. Fine. I will stop the sharing. Any questions? Any questions? Please type in the chat. I hope we're clear enough. Okay. So one advice would be try to buy hat as less as possible. Of course, in the initial phases, people they will be tend to buy hat like okay, essential commodities comes under concurrent list. So that is thing is a very natural thing to take the route of by heart. Like we have been tuned for many years by hearting things like maybe 15, 20 years, right? That it comes naturally. We can't avoid that. But be very conscious about it that you're trying to by heart this, can I avoid in any way? Like can I avoid in any way? Like try to understand. So avoid it, how do we avoid by heart, right? Like we can have avoid by hearting. So, so what do by heart? You want to memorize something. Right? One is you can by heart to memorize or understand its history. If you understand the history is like a story, and story is very easy to remember, recollect. Right? So what is the story? We can go to the history, like why what happened 1955, right? So if you know, if someone goes to understand the essential commodity attack, then naturally you will gain the understanding that okay, this is something which comes under concurrent list. Try to understand the topic, then you can reduce the amount of Bahat. All right. So next, let me stop the screen. Okay, let me stop.